Tough Takeover Tuesday. This is your daily morning motivational message because motivation's just like our personal hygiene. Got to do it every day, every day. You want to create a rhythm, a routine, a regimen of constantly building and developing your mind, talking up to yourself, challenging yourself to stretch beyond any self imposed limitations, and understanding that the battlefield of the mind is real. It's a real thing. There are so many different elements and forces that are competing for space in your head, space in your brain. You've got all of the insidious dynamics of the internet and social media with all of the algorithms and the distractions and the noise and the posts and the emotions and the hot buttons and the things that are designed to keep you distracted, sucking your attention away from what you're truly here to do and getting you on their agenda instead of you staying focused on your own. You have to contend with how you've been talking to yourself. If some of the people could see in a bubble, like on a comic book strip, and the people are talking in bubbles, if some people could see how you talk to yourself sometimes, they would be shocked at how abusive you are in your own self-explanatory style, how abusive you are in your language, how limiting you are, how small you think, how many times you sell yourself short. Enough is enough, and it starts here. It starts with our daily disciplines that reap multiple rewards, and that is why we continue to do this work each and every day. Today, I want to talk about abundance. What is an abundance mentality? It's the understanding that there's so much out here that is available to us. We can have the things that we set our minds and our hearts to. We can live a life of abundance and prosperity. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with you wanting to live in a bigger and better house. There's nothing wrong with you wanting to drive an awesome car. There's nothing wrong with you wanting to take extraordinary vacations 2 or 3 times a year. There's nothing wrong with you wanting to send your kids to private school. There's nothing wrong with you wanting to retire your parents and buy them a home and hook them up and give them cash flow every month. There's nothing wrong with you wanting to live an abundant and prosperous life. Some of us have bought into this idea that status quo and mediocrity is okay. You get in life what you tolerate, and what you tolerate won't change. I'll say it again. You get in life what you tolerate, and what you tolerate will not change. So until you raise your standard, until you start to set yourself on a different course, and until you start to focus on a better outcome, you're going to sell yourselves short. You're going to come way short of the finish line of what you're truly capable of because you have been underestimating your capacity. You have not tapped into even the surface of what you can truly do. And there's so much more. I was at a client's house yesterday, and I did the inspection on the roof, and then we met with the adjuster, and he immediately, gave us the full approval on the roof and the siding. And so we were talking about what the numbers were going to be ballpark, and I'm writing up the contract. And as I'm writing up the contract, there's some other cars that are parked on the street. I'm parked in the driveway. And so I said to my client, because he had to get back to work, I know you have to go ahead and sign here. I will fill in the rest, and then we'll get you going, and et cetera, et cetera. So he rushes off back to work. I finish with the contract, and I put the contract in a folder, and I put it in his door, in between the screen and the actual door. And it's a really nice neighborhood. It's a very big house, and I wasn't really thinking much of it. But I did notice that there was a guy sitting in a car, and he looked like a contractor to me. And he tried to act like he wasn't looking at me, but I could tell he was clocking me. So I was like, all right, whatever. Maybe he's going to knock on some doors on the other side of the street. And I just kept it moving. I had another appointment to go to. And then I get a message from my client. He says to me, hey, that contract that you left for me, some other contractor came and took it. He stole it. And I'm like, what? I was like, well, I said, how do you know that? He said, well, because I have cameras all around my house, and I saw him take it. And so I thought that was interesting. Why would somebody that I don't know steal something that doesn't belong to him? Does he think that stealing the contract means I no longer have a contract with my client? Does he think that because he stole the actual contract itself that we're not going to do the work and that client's not going to pay me what he owes? Like that, Like what's the thinking behind that? I think I have a clue. It's called scarcity mentality. It's called, oh, well, if I can't get the contract, then you can't get it either. Or I'm going to try to disrupt this process because I'm upset because this person chose to go with Ed instead of going with me. Whatever is in the head, it's all based around scarcity because he doesn't, like, he's not even looking and paying attention to the neighborhood that we're in. Like just on the block that I was on, there's literally about $8 to $10 million worth of homes just at the very end of the block. There's more than enough if you're really good at what you do to get business, if you have the work ethic and the skills. But here's someone, in my estimation, from a distance, who spends way too much time on their phone, spends way too much time scrolling and watching stories and living in the world of instant gratification, who truly believes that things are supposed to be easy, has some sense of entitlement, is incredibly lazy, has very low self-esteem, low self-worth, and low self-image, because only someone that is of that mind frame would even dare to try to interrupt a transaction that has nothing to do with them. That's like me walking up into a car dealership. The man's about to, purchase the brand new Range Rover or the brand new Audi, and I go in and I say, "Hey man, this car dealer, this guy's a thief. He's a crook. He sold me a car. It was a total lemon. You shouldn't buy from him." And I don't even know who it is. I'm just trying to mess it up. Like, who would do something like that? Somebody who is miserable, somebody who has a broke mindset consciousness, somebody who lives in scarcity and doesn't understand the abundance of the universe. So I was initially annoyed, and I just told my client, "Don't worry about it. We got plenty of contracts." I took a picture of it anyway. It does not, nothing interrupts our process. Nothing changes. There's nothing in the contract where there's crucial or sensitive information, by the way, for you. You don't have to worry about that. And guess what, you all? This other contractor, because he had tried to get the business and he didn't get it, well, the homeowner has his name and number and where he works. Like, how, on top of having a scarcity mindset, you're a fool. Like you're dumb. Like you're dumb and you have scarcity mindset. But sometimes that goes hand in hand. Now, I want you to understand something. Please don't apologize for wanting to be massively successful. Don't apologize for having incredibly big, hairy, audacious goals. Don't apologize for wanting to upgrade your lifestyle, for not being satisfied with the current neighborhood that you live in. I understand. Gratitude is a superpower. We should always have gratitude and be grateful for the things that we have in our life, from our health, our wellness, the health and wealth of our loved ones, the ability to go out here and make things happen. The gratitude has to be ongoing. There's no question about it. You can have gratitude and you can have a goal to be rich. You can have a goal to be financially independent. You can have a goal to have zero debt, to have no mortgage because you paid it off, to have no car loans because you paid them off, to have no credit card debt because you paid them off, to have no student loans because you paid them off, to have no medical bills because you paid them off, to have nothing, to owe no one nothing because you're out here making it do what it do. You're out here getting it. You understand what I'm saying? So abundance mentality is understanding that the world is our oyster and we can make it do what we want it to do. I'm going to bend the universe to my will because I will not be denied. Where I am is intolerable. Where I'm going is non-negotiable. We live in an abundant and plentiful, prosperous, rich, beautiful universe. And I believe, as my Creator has created me, I have authority and dominion over everything that walketh and liveth upon the earth. It is my assignment to go out here and add way more value than what I ask for in exchange. It is my assignment to leave everyone better than how I found them. It is my assignment to make sure that I provide an incredible life of opportunity for my family and my loved ones, and to make sure everybody in my camp is good. You understand what I'm saying? Like, that is where I get my sense of drive and purpose and dedication, knowing that whoever's in my circle, they good. Whoever's in my circle, they can go out here and live their best life and they don't have to worry about anything. So we get to go out here and do what we do. Is it easy? No. If it was easy, everybody would do it. But remember that parable. There are 10 people that are fighting in this battle. 8 of them are just targets. One of them is a valiant fighter, and then there's one who's a warrior. There's one who's a warrior. So you got 10 people in the field. 8 of them are targets. One is a valiant fighter. One is a warrior. Be a warrior, and let's go out here and make some powerful things happen. If you got some value, please like and subscribe. And if you want to share this, please do so, because it is a blessing to be a blessing. We'll see you tomorrow morning.